All right. Well, with that, let's get going. Welcome to our functional fitness class, part of our Grow with GoGo series. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. So really anything that needs to be done in or around your house. And you can access all of these by calling one phone number, and that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So if you go to the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. If you give that code to a friend, once they've taken their first service with GoGo, you'll both receive $10 in credit. So just a nice win-win if you know someone who would benefit from GoGo. We also have a Facebook group, so if you ever want to continue any of our conversations online or just see how other people are using GoGo, you can find us on Facebook, maybe connect with other members, and we'll share a link to our Facebook page in the chat. And with that, we'll get going. So if we haven't met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. What do we need today? So for functional fitness, this class is primarily standing. It's a little bit more of a challenging class if you've been to our yoga class. Our yoga class is a seated chair yoga, a little bit more relaxing. And then our functional fitness is really, it's a workout. You can always take breaks though. You can have a seat at any time. What do you need? So I always find it's helpful to have a chair. Because we do use the chair throughout class, even though the class is primarily standing. If you do have them, grab a light pair of weights, so some light dumbbells. If you do not have light dumbbells, so 1 to 3 pounds, grab some cans, grab some water bottles, grab anything to hold on to. Or you can just imagine that you're lifting something without any kind of weight at all. So it does sometimes help though to have something, so water bottles or cans work just fine, or light weights. We also sometimes use the wall, but that's generally optional. We are Friday, so there is no move of the week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, come to class on a Wednesday and you'll learn about the move of the week. But we are Friday, so we just go right into our movement. So right now my screen should have popped up nice and big for you. If for some reason it hasn't, you need to adjust your settings. So we can't control your settings. And the way you would do that is there, you can move your cursor to the top. Move your computer by moving my mic. Move your cursor to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen, and a box will pop up that says View. If you pick Speaker View, you'll see me nice and big. If you pick Gallery View, you'll see everybody else. There's also, V just shared in the chat a little image of what it should look like. So that's how you'll be able to see nice and big. Okay. Just my mic so we can all hear me okay. Let's get started. So go ahead and find a nice standing position. Let's just do some big shoulder rolls back. And shoulder rolls forward. And let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. And exhale, arms back down. Keep going like that. So inhale, arms go up. And exhale, arms go down. So moving at your own pace. Don't worry about my speed. Go a few more times. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So if you ever want to modify, add something, subtract something, take a break, please do so. Listen to your body. All right, your job is to keep yourself safe. Everything I'm offering is a suggestion, but you need to listen to your body first and foremost. One more. Let those arms relax. Take those feet out wide. So we're going to go wider than the shoulders, or as wide as the shoulders, just depends. So pretty wide stance. Toes can point forward or slightly out to the side. We're going into some squats. So we bend those knees, hips go back and come up. I'll give you a side view. In a moment, I'll take off my sweater. It's just a little cold. So couple more. Just warming up the body. you want to add your breath, you can inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Couple more. All right, and coming all the way up, shake out those legs. Okay, we're gonna do some spinal motion, some cat-cow-like motion, but we're going to use our chair for support of our hands. So come and stand in front of your chair or in front of the base of the chair or the seat of the chair. And you'll place your palms on the chair. Now, if you cannot place your palms on the chair for whatever reason, you can use a table. So palms can go on the chair, fists can go on the chair. If for some reason that doesn't work for you or your chair is too low or you can bring your forearms to a table or forearms to the back of a chair. So something to support your upper body. Lower body, hips are approximately over the heels. Knees can be bent, so don't feel like this needs to be a hamstring exercise. Maybe your hamstrings are super flexible and you can have your legs straight. But if that means your spine rounds, I'd rather you bend your knees so your spine isn't out of neutral. So find that neutral spine. Hands or forearms are supporting you. Wrists are about underneath the shoulders or elbows are under the shoulders. Hips over the ankles. We're moving through a cat-cow-like motion. So as you inhale, we're going into cow pose. That's when the chest comes forward and the tail goes up. So it's like a swoopy motion. We're stretching the front of the body, extending the spine, looking forward. And then exhale, cat, tuck the tail around the back. It's like you're trying to be a Halloween cat, a scared Halloween cat, curving the spine. So inhaling, cow, chest forward, tail up. So you're spreading your sits bones. Tail is trying to reach towards the ceiling, arching the back. And then exhale, curve this spine. Keep going at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. Move through your spine. Few more. And coming back to neutral and come up to stand. You can leave the chair or your body where you are. We are going to come back to that in a moment, but we'll move into some twisting motion. So just let your whole body twist. Just twisting that spine, finding a little movement. So here, not specific about how we're doing the twist. You're letting your whole body twist. You're letting your arms swing. You're just letting it be. And then come back to center. Feet can come underneath you. Let's inhale, reach one arm down and one arm up. So side stretch, come up through center and switch sides. So let's be specific about the breath. So we exhale into center. Inhale into your side bend. Exhale back to center. Inhale into your side bend. Exhale back to center. Keep going at your own pace. So now don't worry about my speed. Follow your breath, your speed. Maybe one more time each side. Okay, and then coming up, shake it off. We're gonna go back into our squats. So now if you want a little bit of weight for your squats, you're welcome to grab your weight and bring it in front of your chest. It doesn't add that much weight, so you don't have to worry about it, especially if you don't have any weights. You don't really need to hold the water bottles here. But if you want, grab your weights, just gives you something to hold on to, helps keep your chest up. Feet go a little wider than the shoulders. We bend the knees, hips go back, and come up, squatting. Only moving through a range that works for you. In past classes, I've really broken down squats and what to do if it maybe doesn't work for certain body parts. I'm not going to do that today, but you're absolutely welcome to ask me about that at the end of class. Or think about how you can modify just now on your own. Maybe you make it smaller. Couple more. All right, finishing that off. Put the weights off to the side, just anywhere. Be really mindful when you move the weight. So oftentimes people get injured when they're putting their weights away more than when they're actually exercising. So always being mindful of where you put them, maybe keeping them on a table. Just because of the orientation of my space, I put it on the ground, but that might not be the best idea for you. So just be mindful of where you put your weights. We're gonna come back to that position we had when we did cat-cow. We're not doing cat-cow again. But you're gonna place your hands on the base of your chair. From here, we're going to try and do a tiny bit of balance. So what we're doing here is we're starting with arm lifts. So think about distributing your weight so it is even on your hands and your legs. So the amount of weight on your legs is going to be the same as the amount of weight on the arms. Approximately, doesn't need to be perfect. And then with that, I want you to try and keep your torso really still. Imagine you're balancing a cup of tea on your low back, okay? So don't spill that cup of tea. Don't let that cup of tea fall. And then reach your right arm forward. So towards the back of the chair. And notice, did you shift? Did you twist? Then bring that right hand down. Nice long spine. No rotation. Reach the other arm forward. And bring it down. So no problem there. You're welcome to keep repeating those, or keep imagining you have that cup of tea in your low back. Don't spill the tea. Slide your right leg back, bend that right knee, lift the right foot. So now we have 3 points of contact. That right hand is going to feel more weight when the right foot is off the ground. Bring the right foot back down. Reset. Find that even weight front to back. Push down into the right foot as you start to slide that left foot back and then off the ground. Lower the foot. Let's do one more time per leg. If you don't like the legs, you can do the arms instead. But I'm going to do the legs. So we're going to lift that right foot off of the ground. Feeling more weight into that right hand. Spine is long. Do not drop that cup of tea. Lower the right foot and then we lift the left foot. Lower the foot and come on up. Couple shoulder rolls back. Couple shoulder rolls forward. Okay, so now we're going to move into a lunge stretch that will then move into a lunge exercise. We do need our chair for this, and a chair without armrests would be ideal, and a chair that is not going to fall out underneath you, so it needs to be sturdy. Going to sit sideways on the chair. I also recommend some traction, so I'm taking my socks off. So we're going to sit sideways. So I'm sitting so that my left side of the body is towards the back of the chair. The left side of the body is towards the back of the chair. My right leg is going to come off of the chair. And I'm going to slide that right leg back behind me. So I'm holding onto the chair with my left hand, my left arm. I'm going to give maybe a diagonal view here for a moment. So my left arm is supporting me on the back of the chair. Left foot is on the ground. If it is not on the ground, maybe go to the toes. So make sure that something is there. You're not just like floating your leg. And then your back foot, your back leg, you're trying to get that knee underneath the hip. So the knee's not way forward unless that's as far as you can go. And then the toes, it's a toe stretch. You probably feel sensations here on your toes. If that is too much, you can point your foot. However, this is preparing us for doing lunges with load. This is a lunge with no load, right? Because our chair is holding our body in this position. From here, you're going to think about dropping your tail down to the ground or tucking your tail under without moving your legs. So that tuck of the tail under will give you more stretch in the thigh so long as you don't move the thigh. So you find that position, that knee is directly under your hip. Keep the knee directly under the hip and then tuck your tail. Tucking that tail will give you more stretch. Let your ribs be relaxed. Let's take a few breaths. It's the only time we're going to do the stretch. So if you don't have the proper chair for this, it's okay. We're not going to do this again today. All right, and then we'll come out of that and let's go to the other side. So now I'm going to turn. We'll have the right side of the body holding onto the chair, the right arm holding onto the back of the chair. Right leg stays on the chair, that left leg slides off and goes back behind us. So we're creating these two 90-degree bends in our knees. Again, make sure that front foot is on the ground. So maybe that's just the toes. Maybe it's the foot. If the entire foot is floating, then I'm worried you're going to fall. So I want you to have that foot flat on the ground. Left leg is vertical. So watch that knee is not way forward. We're getting that left knee directly underneath the left hip. Maybe those back toes are tucked under if you can tolerate that. And then you're tucking your tail. You're thinking tailbone tucks under or pubic bone moves towards the belly button. That will give you more stretch. And we just breathe. Again, if you need to untuck those back toes, that's okay. All right, and then undoing that. Undo those legs. We're gonna come to stand. So we're not gonna go right into the lunge right away. We're gonna give our legs a little break, but we will be lunging shortly. In the meantime, whereas we give our legs a break, we're going to do some tricep extensions. So you're gonna grab just one weight, if you have one. Again, water bottle or just imagining that you're moving weight is plenty of work. Left hand will support you on the chair. It's that same position we were in when we did cat-cow. So if you prefer, forearm finds the table or forearm finds the back of the chair. I want you just mostly bringing your torso close to parallel to the earth. So it might be more at a diagonal or it might really be fully parallel. Knees can be bent, so make sure your spine can be long. If your spine is curved, then you need to bend those knees or put your hand up onto something higher or your forearm up onto something higher. We have the weight in that right hand. So we'll bend that right elbow, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine. So we'll do a little row. Keep the elbow high as you straighten the right arm back behind you. Then rebend and lower the weight down. So we row, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine, then straighten the arm back behind you. Pinky reaches towards the ceiling. The arm is at least parallel to the earth, or the pinky's a little higher than the shoulder. Then rebend the elbow and lower down. Keep going. All right, let's do maybe two more. Okay, and come on up. Switch sides. So weight goes to the other side. Right hand finds the support. Again, forearm could also be doing that. Spine is long. We bend the elbows. We're creating that row. Squeeze the shoulder blade toward the spine. Keep the elbow high as you straighten the arm back behind you. Then you rebend and lower down. Keep going.
Maybe one or two more. Great, and then coming up, put the weight off to the side. Let's give ourselves a quick stretch. We'll do a shoulder stretch, we'll do tricep stretch later. Bringing that right arm in front of you, cross the right arm to the left, so across the body. And then you can use your other arm to pull that right arm closer to your chest. So I like to hook the elbows together and pull my right elbow closer to my body using my left arm. Keep that shoulder away from the ear. And we'll switch sides. So other arm comes forward across the body. And then we use our free arm or our right arm to hook and pull that left arm closer to us. Keep the left shoulder down away from the ear. All right, and release. So now we're moving into our lunges. So this is a hard exercise. So if you find that you really hate this, you could go back to the no load lunge that we did on the chair. You could also do some squats instead, or any other movement. You're in charge of your safety, so if you go, oh, this is not for me, do something else. That's totally fine. Bicep curls, you could even do that. We're not going to do bicep curls today, so if that's what you want to do instead, totally fine. If you are up for doing a lunge, we're going to use our chair for support, or a wall, or a table, something to hold on to. I'm going to place my left hand on the chair and I'm going to put my left foot forward for the first side, and then I'll switch for the other side. So left hand is on the chair, left foot steps forward, right foot steps back. We want to be in a position where that back heel is off the ground. Feet are really anywhere from 1 to 3 feet apart. It depends on how long your legs are. So I can't tell you exactly how far apart to go. It depends on how long your legs are. But the tell is when we bend, we want our knees close to 90-degree bends. It doesn't need to be perfect. All 10 toes are facing forward, and you're on railroad tracks. Don't stand on a tightrope. If you're standing on a tightrope, this is going to be super hard. So make sure you're on railroad tracks. I'll show you a front view, right? I know you can't see both my feet, but here we go. Right, I'm on 2 separate lines. I'm not 1 foot behind the other. Okay, so we have our left foot forward, left hand on, right foot back, right heel is off the ground. Torso is upright for this variation today, and then we straighten. So we bend and straighten. It is up to you how low you go, how fast you go. If you want to add the breath, you inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. So what I often hear is the complaint of the toes. And so that's where you really want to practice stretching those toes when you're doing the no load lunge, finding that tolerable motion. You can also play with the width. So if you make the width smaller and your motion smaller, there'll probably be less toe discomfort. Think about pushing that front heel down to the ground as you rise. So pushing down to come up. Couple more. Okay, and we'll come on up. Take a break, shake it off. I like to turn and switch hands on the chair. You don't have to, right? If you want to stay with one hand on the chair, that's fine. But I'm switching, so right hand finds the chair, just for symmetry's sake. Right foot is coming forward, left foot is back. All the same rules apply. Feet are anywhere from 1 to 3 feet apart. Depends on the length of the legs. All 10 toes are facing forward. You are on railroad tracks. Each leg has its own track. Torso stays upright. Head over shoulders, shoulders over pelvis. We bend the knees and straighten. Up and down. You can breathe here. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. If you want to do a different breath, that's totally fine. Feeling free to shorten your stance if you want.
Thinking about driving into that front heel as you rise, so pushing that right heel down to come up. All right, maybe one or two more. And come on up, shake it off. We're going to repeat the tricep extensions. So coming in front of your chair or in front of your table, weight goes into the right hand. Left hand is supporting you, or left forearm. Left hand on the chair, left forearm on the table. Spine is long, so we're not curving that spine. Knees can be bent if that's more comfortable on your back. We bend the right elbow, create that row, so squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine. Then straighten the right arm back behind you. Then rebend and lower down. We row, straighten the arm, bend, and lower. Keep going. Maybe two more. Okay, coming up. Taking a breath or two. And we switch sides. So weight goes into your other hand, set yourself up. Right hand or forearm is supporting you. Knees can be soft. We row, squeeze the shoulder blade towards the spine. Then we straighten the arm back behind you. Rebend and lower. So we row, tricep extension, keep the elbow high as you rebend, and then lower the arm down. Keep going. Two more. Okay, and coming up. Whew. Let's do a little tricep stretch. We'll reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. I'm mirroring you. We bend the right elbow so the hand goes behind the head or the neck or the shoulders. Then you can grab a hold of that right elbow with the left hand and just gently pull the elbow slightly to the left. And then we'll switch. So left arm goes up. We bend the left elbow, hand goes behind the neck, the head, the shoulders. Then we grab that elbow with the right hand and just gently pull the elbow to the right. Keep the ribs relaxed. So sometimes what I see is this happening in the spine. See if you can keep those ribs relaxed as you stretch those triceps. All right, and release. We're going to repeat the lunges one more time. You have the option to not use balance support. So just know that that's the next step up if you want it. But start with make sure you're close to something to hold on to, even if you choose to go without the support. So I have my left hand on the chair, left foot goes forward, right foot goes back. 1 to 3 feet apart, back heel is off the ground. All 10 toes are facing forward. Your feet are on railroad tracks or 2 parallel lines. You either keep holding on with the left hand or you let go. Everything else is the same. We bend the knees, torso stays upright, and we straighten.
Inhale on the way down if you'd like. Exhale on the way up. Keep going. Find something to stare at. So it's generally easier if you're not looking at your screen, but look at something that is not moving. Steady your gaze on that to help your balance. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. So stepping forward, turn around if you'd like, if you want the other hand to support you. Right foot in front, left leg behind, or whichever side you have not done. Same setup, all 10 toes face forward. Feet are on railroad tracks. Back heel is off of the ground. We bend the knees, torso stays upright, and we straighten. Keep going. Again, if you want to balance, let go of the chair or the wall. Just be ready to grab on if needed. Smooth breath, couple more. Maybe one last one. All right, and then coming up, shake it up. We're gonna grab those weights again. We're gonna do an overhead press. We're gonna turn this into a combo, but we'll start with just the overhead press, then I'll teach you the legs, and then we'll combine them together. So hands are gonna come by the shoulders with the weights or your water bottles or nothing at all. We're gonna do a narrow overhead press. So what I mean by that is sometimes we do these overhead presses with the palms forward. What I want now is for your palms to face in towards each other. From there, you punch your arms up towards the ceiling, then bend the elbows forward, not out to the side, elbows forward, pinkies forward, thumbs back as you lower down. So we press and down. Smooth breath. Maybe two more. Okay, let that go. Weights go off to the side. If it is comfortable and safe on your body, arms are going to reach back behind you. You can clasp your hands and squeeze the shoulder blades together, or just reach the arms back. Stretching that front part of the arms. So arms can reach back with or without clasping, doesn't matter, make it work for your body, be kind to your body. Oh, okay, and let that go. Now we learn the legs. We're doing these side lunges. We'll take the feet wide, wider than the shoulders, wider than you have them for a squat, so quite wide. And you'll play around with the width. When I take my arms out to the side, my feet aren't so far out that they're directly underneath my wrists, but they're not narrow and as narrow as my shoulders. So somewhere in between those two, maybe like where your elbows land or a little further forward or further out, like mid forearm. Toes can point forward or slightly out to the side. Again, it's what feels good and safe on your body. We're going to bend one knee, let your hips go back. I'll show you lots of views of this. Come through center and go to the other side. So the torso goes forward, hips go back. I'll give you a diagonal view and a side view. So we bend one knee, hips go back, right? My torso's coming forward. That's more diagonal. Bend the other knee, hips go back. So one leg is straight, one leg is bent. Give you a full side view. Great, so keep going, couple more. You'll feel an inner thigh stretch here, most likely as you do this. So start getting the hang of this, because in a minute, we're gonna combine this with that overhead press. So get a feel for this motion, hips are back. Maybe one more each side, so you even yourself out. And this doesn't need to be super low or deep, it's really whatever works for you. And then come back to center, shake it off. So if it feels safe for your body, you're gonna combine the two, and I will show you how to do that. If that doesn't feel safe, pick one of them, right? You don't have to do both. So we have our weights, right? What we were doing earlier was that narrow overhead press, right? We're gonna combine that narrow overhead press with these side lunges. So set up those legs nice and wide. The hands are by the shoulders like they were before. Keep them by the shoulders as we bend one knee. So one knee bends, hips go back. Then straighten the leg and straighten the arms up towards the ceiling. Then elbows bend and we bend the other knee, hips go back. Then as the leg straightens, arms straighten. So we bend the elbows and one knee, we straighten everything up. We bend the elbows and the other knee, and then we straighten everything up. Keep going at your own pace, take your time. This can be as fast or as slow as you'd like. Try and straighten all the way at the top. If the weights are too heavy, get rid of the weights and go through that full range of motion. All right, let's even ourselves out. So maybe that's one more each side or just one more. And then bring those arms down. Whew. Bring those legs back. Put the weights down, shake it off. We are going to do that again in a minute. So let's give ourselves a moment to stretch. We'll do a chair dog or an upside down L. So hands find the back of the chair. They can also find the wall about waist height or a table. Walk yourself back and bring your body into sort of an upside down L position. So your torso is about parallel to the earth. Your ankles are underneath your hips. If your torso doesn't make it here, you can have the torso higher, that's fine. If your hamstrings, the backs of the legs are really talking to you, you can bend the knees. So find what works for you, couple of deep breaths. All right, go ahead and lift up, coming back up. All right, last time, we're gonna repeat those lunges with the overhead pressing. If you found that you couldn't straighten your arms at the top, get rid of the weights. Do this without the weights, but move through that full range of motion. So if you're finding that, oh, I'm getting really tired, let go of the weights, no big deal. All right, we're almost there. Set up those legs, or you can always have the weights and then put the weights down halfway through. So we have our weights by our shoulders if you're grabbing the weights. Feet are wide. We bend one knee, hips go back. So knees are bent, elbows are bent. Then we straighten everything to the ceiling. Our legs straighten, arms go up. Then we bend, overhead press. Keep going. You want to add that breath, inhale down. Exhale up. Maybe one more each side. Good job. Put those weights off to the side. We'll go back into that upside down L. Hands find your support. Walk yourself back. Back to that chair dog or upside down L position. Few deep breaths. Then lift your torso up, walk forward. We'll do one more stretch here. Half stretch. Let's step the right foot back behind you. 1, maybe 2 feet back behind you. Both feet are flat on the ground. So it's not like the lunge that we did with the heel off the ground. Here, the heel is on the ground and we bend the front. So all 10 toes are facing forward. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. Both heels are on the ground. So we're looking for a stretch along the back of that back leg. If you lean really far forward, sometimes the stretch goes away. So sometimes it helps to go upright. Sometimes it does help to lean forward. So just feel free to play around with where your torso is to give you the right stretch. Let's step forward and switch sides. Other foot steps back, 1 or 2 feet back. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Both heels are flat on the ground. We're thinking about trying to push that back heel into the earth a little bit more. And coming up. Take a step away from your support. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms lower back down. 2 more. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, back down. Last time, inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, arms lower back down. Awesome work, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Great to have you as always. We have some time now if anybody has any questions. So generally questions about our yoga or our functional fitness class. If you have GoGo specific questions, best thing to do is reach out to GoGo directly. The floor is yours. You can either unmute yourself or put something in the chat. Of course, if you're ready to go, you can totally get on with the rest of the week, the weekend, and log off.
Just a question with balance.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully over a period of time, the balance, having real problems with staying balanced and doing some of the standing poses. So what is that, just a matter of practice over time or?
Yes. Yes, definitely practice. The more you practice doing the balance, the better it will be. And also practicing what I call like the just right challenge. You want it to be hard enough that you sometimes fall out without hurting yourself. But not so hard that it's dangerous. So it's actually really good when we practice our balance. If you feel a little wobbly, that means your body is retraining. If it's too easy, your body's not gonna learn. So it's finding, if you're finding that the lunge is hard, then it's going, okay, can I make it just a little bit easier? So maybe that means you shorten your stance a little bit, or you widen your stance a little bit, but that it's still a little bit hard. A tiny bit of wobble is great.
Okay, so because it seems like one side is less, so just keep working at it.
Yeah, and so also we're used to having one side that's more steady. Most people, not everybody, but if their dominant leg is their right side, their right leg, then they actually balance usually better on their left, because the right leg is the working leg, it's the moving leg, and the left leg is the balancing. That's not always the case, but It's
Okay.
common.
Yeah, okay. Keep working it out. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I see some of you moving, or I think I see Nancy, maybe you're moving your mouth, but you're on mute, so I cannot hear you if you are trying to speak to us. So you unmute by going to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and there's
Did, can you hear me?
yeah.
Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was thanking you for doing this, getting us motivated.
You are welcome, Nancy. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for doing it.
You are welcome. Thank you, Sonia. I see your comment. And always modify. We can always change something. And if I don't give a modification during class, you can always ask me at the end of class, like during this time, go, hey, next time we do this move, what can I do instead? And I will give you options.
Okay.
Alrighty. No other questions?
You have a good weekend.
Okay, I will. I'll have
Thank
a
you.
great weekend.
Yes, have a good weekend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, thanks everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully I see you either on Wednesday or Friday. Wednesday functional fitness, Friday yoga, because we alternate every time.
Yeah.
You'll get an invite.
Okay, great.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks everybody.